All right, well, we are destroying our oceans. How's that for a Monday morning? Over 80% of the fisheries are at their limit, and species of fish are disappearing every day. Now, if we allow our oceans to recover, if we gave them a break, we can conserve them. But with so much passion to preserve our waters, he has dedicated 20 years to his life in the fight for the oceans. Ted Danson is joining us today. Thank you very much, sir.
Well done. It's so scary to talk about fish.
Oh.
You know you put about half the audience to sleep as soon as you say fish.
No, it's the opposite. I applaud you for what you're doing. You started doing this when nobody else was, it really wasn't on the radar, yet you were very well aware. Tell us how this has become very much, not only a cause and a passion for you, for all of us, but how did it all begin for you?
I'll try to make it quick. It was in the middle of the Cheers years. They were paying me a lot of money. I was feeling guilty. I met an environmental lawyer who was fighting Occidental Petroleum from slant drilling into our bay in Los Angeles, and we won. And almost naively, we thought, let's keep talking about ocean issues. And so we started, and that was American Oceans Campaign that then merged into Oceana about 15 years ago, and today I'm running around with Josh Logren, who is the executive director of Oceana Canada, because you guys, I'm just going to a little ramble, then I'll give it back to you, because you guys turned everything around in this country about 3 years ago. You are now investing $200 million in science. You have committed to putting aside 10% of the ocean floor to ocean habitat, to being a marine preserve. If you do these things, all these things that we know how to do, fish come back. And you've also committed to redoing your Fisheries Act so that you will rebuild your northern cod stock, which hasn't been, there's been no plan to rebuild it for the last 20 years. So you're doing all these great things, and we're kind of here being cheerleaders and saying thank you.
Go ahead.
What is the biggest concern now? I mean, you've talked about shipping being a concern, the pollution that comes from that, drilling.
Scraping the floor through illegal fishing.
What are you focusing on now?
Fisheries. Because if you do this correctly, you're not just saving fish and putting people to sleep talking about it, you are feeding the world. Right now, the world can do about, if you could quantify fish this way, you could provide about 600 million fish meals a day sustainably. Do all of these things that we know how to do around the world, and you could produce over 1 billion fish meals a day. Now you're not using any fresh water to do that. You're not cutting down rainforests. So when a time that the population of the world's exploding and people need animal protein, if fish and our fisheries are healthy, you will take stress off of the land to do that. So it's a really interesting conversation.
And Mother Nature and the oceans are extremely resilient. They want to heal. We need to just take the brakes off and allow it room to do that.
Yes.
So this is truly an optimistic, hopeful message rather than a gloom and doom one. How do we as consumers help with our daily dollars when we're going fish, let's say, shopping
ask all
for fish?
those embarrassing questions. Is this a wild caught fish? Is this wild salmon, farm salmon? Farm salmon chews up a lot of wild fish to feed it to make that piece of salmon, so it's a lose-lose. So you ask these questions, and you support oceanacanada.ca. Go get involved. Become a wave maker. You don't even have to give money. You'll become an activist like that because they will send you an email saying, do this, this is what's happening, will you help us? And you go, yes, and you click here. So in your busy day, you can become an ocean activist by doing that.
Sorry, go ahead.
There are things you also use to catch people's attention. For example, seafood fraud. 50, 45, something like that in this country, it changes no matter where depending on where you are, is not the fish that you asked for at the supermarket or you paid for at the restaurant. There's a lot of seafood fraud, mislabeling. So get involved because you're being cheated. Get involved because that fish you thought you were ordering is not the healthy one, but it's the one that has too much mercury in it, for example, for you as a woman to have safely during childbearing years. There's a lot of reasons to pay attention, but by doing that, you're also making it possible to manage our oceans. So there are a lot of ways in.
A champion for a cause that all of us obviously need and rely on to breathe the air that we breathe, eat the food that we eat.
And you're doing a good job here, which is why I came to Canada to talk about it, not my country.
No, as are you. Listen, it's never too late, so keep spreading that amazing word. At Ted Danson for more, visit Oceana.org. Be a wave maker, sign up, get informed, and we can all truly make a difference.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Come back
Thanks very
anytime and
much.
enjoy
Yeah,
Tiff.
pleasure.
Love to your lovely wife.
Mary.
Mary was on this couch not too long ago. No, we're not going there again. Jordy is watching. We'll explain.
While we're figuring this out, we'll talk about it after.
Pranksters right now.
Stell.
Over to Stell.
What do you got?
She's a ninja today.